teaching is overwhelmingly draining. Realistically, right, we go in the building at 6 a.m., we leave at 6 p.m., we go home, we have a glass of wine, and we go to bed. Because we know we got to get up and do it again the next day.
There's no space for fear in good teaching.
I want to show up for young people, for communities, for teachers, for leaders, the way people showed up for me.
Black and brown educators, they're already misrepresented, but then when they get into the profession, they leave quickly. The teaching profession is overwhelmingly white. It can be doubly taxing.
When you're in white spaces, you have to perform. You have to try to stay safe. You're trying to keep yourself from a threat. The energy, the hyper-vigilance that takes from your spirit, from your soul, from your being.
It can be an incredibly isolating environment. Amplify is a sacred space for Black and brown educators to come together and be in community, learn from each other, understand each other, but also find rest. This is one of those spaces that it invites you to release some of your tension and release some of your stress and the stuff that you're carrying with you, and be present and be yourself.
The fact that you can walk into this room and see nothing but Black and brown people, it's life-giving.
Sometimes you just want to let your fro out, and I come to Amplify so I could reunite with folks who I saw the year before, so that I could just speak the way I want to speak and not have to, perform.
The way that this conference is able to bring people both in person and virtual, I think is a really important, thing to do in this moment in time.
In these spaces, we're able to show up and be our true and full authentic selves, which leads to more effective development.
And then we start the real journey of building ourselves so that we can be the warm demanders of our students' cognition. That is where the real work lies.
Everyone has knowledge to share, so there's this shared expertise, that shared experience.
To change the system is very difficult, but I was able to craft an experience for students that they were able to see themselves and be themselves and be able to form a community around.
You know that folks here are bringing their whole selves and they're bringing their whole hearts. It feels different when you can say what you need to say, when you can not speak in code.
What I refer to as fugitive pedagogy consists of African Americans' physical and intellectual acts that explicitly challenged anti-Blackness in the context of American schools.
Yo, Black educators would work on a text, be doing what they do with their kids. The white folks come in, we switch the shit up, we go back, we do our thing. All of you have had that experience. I ain't gotta poll you. But yo, I'm not down to hide no more.
It's important that Black and brown educators or educators of color have the opportunity to create these safe and brave spaces to be able to come together to talk about real problems and come up with real solutions.
I'm not called, I am chosen. When you are chosen, the mission work is different, the focus is different, the energy is different. I can't hide.
Listening to all these geniuses from around the country come and talk about and affirm your work and talk about how important your work is for our children.
I just am so deeply and profoundly grateful for what you do. And it is not at all lost on me just what heroes you are.
You kind of get this halftime, right? Amplifies like that rehydration, that rejuvenation, pouring into Black and brown educators so that they in turn can go pour into students and communities.
Spaces like this are created and designed to give you back some of yourself.
I see this space as a healing space.
Amplify does a really good job of reminding us that we are indeed human, that we are allowed to have emotions, that we are allowed to be tired, but that we don't have to live in that either.
Black brains matter. And liberatory education rests in us actually growing those Black brains.